So this is, I think, week 3 or week 4. I think it's week 4. I think it's week 4. Yeah, it's week 4 now. Anyways, here's my little pretty. Oh, hey, little pretty. Oh, I forgot my intro. Uh, Plant Dude. It's my little plant dude. All right, so Plant Dude has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves on him. Got some leaves on him. Throw some leaves on him. Just bought a Cadillac. Um, so, but Plant Dude has been through some things, man. Okay, so last week it rained real hard and it flooded my flower pot. I mean, Plant Dude was submerged in water and mud. So I had to dig him out. So I lost my other plant dudes. They're like way down in there. Remember, I had like 13 of them. They're buried deep down in there. I lost my dudes. Oh my god. Anyway, so they're down in there, you know, and I was disappointed. So I dumped the water out, and then it rained again. It did the same thing again. I dumped the water out again. So at the bottom of this thing is a bunch of water and mud. But I dumped as much water out as I could. Then I said, okay, I obviously do not have a green thumb, but I'm gonna keep going. So I dug my dude out here, and I wiped off all the dirt. And it looks like it's dying a little bit right here. It's not photosynthesizing or whatever. But this leaf is still doing good, so I sat it out in the sun today. But these two leaves, despite their trauma and were buried in dirt, are thriving. The ones at the bottom. So I'm like, you know what? This plant is strong. You are strong. You are going to do just fine. Don't you let nobody tell you you's not, little plant dude. So I'm like, okay. So now this is an old. I think I had a peach or something like that. I think I buried it, tried to bury it, and didn't work. I don't know. But I'm going to plant this bad boy. There's lots of moisture down here. So yeah, I added dirt. I threw some water on him. I'm gonna submerge this bad boy about right there. See that? See what I'm doing? All right, everybody see that? Yeah. I'm gonna pour a little water on it. And if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm more or less worried about, I'm not worried about them, but I want to know if my apple dudes are continuing to grow down there. My apple and pear dudes that I have, you know, planted. I want to know if they're going to grow. I want to know what you're thinking. Is there something on your mind? Y'all know nothing about that. That's old 80s songs. I know, I'm old. My neighbors always remind me of how old I am. I'll be wanting to hear it though. Be pissing me off. Yeah, oh, shut up. Shut your mouth. Like I don't wake up with the aches and pains of to tell me how old I am. Shut up already. No, I'm just kidding. But nobody wants to keep hearing, you're old, you know. Nobody wants to hear that. So, anyways, it's not cool. But, you know, the truth is, I am an older guy. I am 50, about to be 51, I think. Or my 49 about to be 50. I don't know. I'm not keeping track. I don't really care anymore. You know, I can still put up 315 though. You know, not bad for a 50-year-old. I can bench press 315. I can military press 225. Anybody don't believe it, just go to my YouTube channel. I do it all the time. I can military press free weights 225 one time. I can bench press with a conventional bench 365. On a regular bench 335 free weights. And I can leg press over 700 to 800 pounds. I could fill the whole bottom rack up with 45s and leg press that 10 times. You know, the only reason why I don't do it is because I got terrible knees. I have arthritis. I have terrible joints. Uh, just getting worse and worse, and this is slowing me down on my lifting. because I'm a strong dude, but you know, them joint pains. But yeah, so I'm over. It is what it is. All that running when I was young, you know, all that competitive running, running the mile in under 5 minutes, all that other stuff. So I'm like, whatever. I had my time. I did what I was supposed to do. I used to swim the 50 in under 24 seconds too. So I was quite the athlete. But when you start getting old, you're like, let me plant something. Let me go out, let me eat some apples and pears and throw them in the pot and see what's gonna happen. You start planting things. You're like, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch something else young and grow old. You know, grow old with you. That's why people go out and get pets and whatnot. They want company. You know, you spend a lot of time alone when you're older. But yeah, so I can't have a pet, so I got a plant. And that's just that, you know. And it's cool because my plant don't smart mouth me, don't talk back to me, don't tell me stuff I don't want to hear. My plant just chills and listens. I like that. Sometimes we just sit here by ourselves, like, yeah, I agree. That sun, yeah, that's some good stuff. So my plant dude is, I think, 4 or 5 weeks old. I don't know. I'm not really keeping a whole dossier on what's going on with it. But I have at least 30 more buried in here that, you know, that when the flood came, and Moses, no, it wasn't Moses in the flood. Was it Moses? No, it wasn't Moses. It was Noah. Noah in the flood, wasn't it? Noah in the flood. You know the Noah's Ark was found? It was found in a place called Mount Ararat. It was found on a mountain, Mount Ararat. Look it up. It's interesting. It was spotted by a goat herder at first. Then it was spotted by an airplane because it was so big it left an impression. But yeah, Noah's Ark. Pretty cool. Let me tell you something else that was cool. When I was younger, for all you people like to say I'm old, get on my nerves, but anyways, I worked in Atlanta. And when I lived in Atlanta, I worked at a museum. And in that one museum in Atlanta, they brought in the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh that was let my people go, you know, with Moses. And they said he was a Pharaoh. What they did was they found his body in Canada. They found it in an old museum in Canada. They found him with his arms crossed. Usually, when you find Egyptians with their arms crossed, uh, that means they were royalty. And also, they found resin. Resin was very expensive back then, and they used it and put it in when they took out your brains and everything through your nose cavity. They put resin in your brain, and only pharaohs would have that. So they were like, this guy is Ramses the second or the first or one of them. So my job was to guard this guy. He looked like he died maybe a day ago. He still had his nails. He had to cover up his ding dong. You know, he did not look like a corpse. I've seen corpses before. He did not look like a corpse that was dead for 2, 3 thousand years. So if that was him, it was very interesting. I don't know if that was him because I tend to think that they were darker skinned people, and this guy was not very dark skinned at all. He was the tone of, you know, people who live in the Middle East right now. So, but yeah, so that was interesting. But back to the plant, dude. Uh, yeah. So I'm hoping this leaf isn't dying. You see, I got some blemishes there, some discoloration. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's some discoloration, and it's from lack of. I'm thinking it's lack of sun because this area of the leaf was covered up pretty good with dirt. So I took all the dirt off. I poured water on it. I gave it a bath pretty much. Every time I come out here, I scrape more dirt off of it. try to clean it up a little bit. And, you know, I buried it kind of deep. But it's still standing tall, man. Standing straight up like an obelisk. And if it was dead, it wouldn't be doing anything like it's doing now. Because this just started growing. These here, you know. So I think it's still growing. I just think it's struggling because of the floods. Speaking of the